male. The square represents the moon, the female. Let's go a little bit further with it. And so he says on page 851, as the procreative and generative agents, the heavens and the sun have always been regarded as male, as the generators that fructify the earth and cause it to produce. The hermaphroditic figure, let me stop right here, let me explain. The hermaphrodite, Hermes and Aphrodite. If you are somewhat familiar with Masonic lore, you understand who Hermes is. Hermes Trismegistus. Hermes was a man and Aphrodite was a woman. Okay, so a hermaphrodite is like an androgyny. Andro is Greek word for man. Gyne is the Greek word for wife or woman. So the androgyny is a male-female in the same body. The hermaphrodite is male and female in the same body. They're fused together, joined together. So this is what he said. The hermaphroditic figure is the symbol of the double nature anciently assigned to the deity as generator and producer, as Brahm and Maya. Brahm and Maya are Indian gods among the Aryans. Osiris, who is the male sun god, and Isis, who is the goddess of the moon among the Egyptians. By the way, Isis is also the fertility goddess. She is the one who creates. She is the one, and let's just talk plainly because this is what the symbols represent. The compass represents the male generative agent. That's what Pike said. The procreative and generative agent. He's talking about genitals. The compass, this is what he said. The compass represents the male genital. The square represents the female genital. That's what he's talking about. You say, well, I've never heard this in the lodge meeting. Remember, they didn't tell you this. I mean, it's written here in these books. Probably didn't read it. But they didn't tell you the truth in the lodge. They said that we were not telling you the truth in the lodge. But this is what they are saying that these symbols mean. And so here we have Osiris, the sun god, Isis, the fertility goddess, and it's all about procreation. This is why the square and the compass are fused together. There's one overlapping the other. That's what he's referring to. So he says, Osiris and Isis among the Egyptians, as the sun was male, so the moon was female. And Isis was both the sister and wife of Osiris. The compass, therefore, is the hermetic symbol of the creative deity and the square of the productive earth or universe. Again, I'm not the one who said this. This is what the Masonic authorities said, that the compass represents the male god and the square represents the earth goddess. I mean, we know much about mythology. We know that that's, we've heard that all the time, Osiris and Isis, and they came together and they had a child by the name of Horus. We're going to look at that too, by the way. So here's what he says finally on page 852. The compass, therefore, as the symbol of the heavens, represents the spiritual, intellectual, and moral portion of this double nature of humanity. And the square, as the symbol of the earth, its material, sensual, and baser portion. So here, and here's a graphic of some Masons walking down in a parade, you know how they do, with the square and the compass, telling everybody this is our symbol. And what we're going to tell you is what we were told, that it basically represents, squaring our actions and circumscribing our thoughts. But that's not really what it means. And so far, we're getting an idea that it represents something much larger than just how a man performs his work or how he treats his wife or how he deals in banking and things. It's much greater than that. It's a secret. And if that's the case, stop and think of it as a Mason. If that's really the case, why do you have to keep it secret? Why isn't that kind of morality to be taught outside of the lodge? Well, it's true that practically all religions teach some sort of idea of human morality, that we're to work hard and that we're to keep within laws of man and things like that, and treat her wife nice and so on. I mean, those are basic If that's the real meaning of it, why do you have to keep it secret? Or, as this guy says here, does it have a secret meaning? How can we, if these guys say, and basically they stop right there. So they're all saying, and they're all in agreement, that the compass represents the spiritual realm, the square represents the earthly realm. The male, the female fused together. And then they stop right there. They won't go any farther than that. I've read, they don't go beyond that. How then can we find what this really is talking about? How can we find out? How can we know the truth? As I read before, I believe the Bible reveals all the truths. In fact, I'm going to show you this. In fact, here is Albert Pike, and he said that this is a secret book. Nobody can know what this says. God says, want to bet? I reveal secrets. Let me show you what he said. Deuteronomy 29:29. The secret things belong unto the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. God does have secret things, but as we saw earlier, He plainly reveals them, especially in the pages of the New Testament. And when you read the doctrines of the New Testament, then you go back to what the Jews read in the Old Testament. You're able to see Christ as the rock in Israel. You're able to see Christ as the king, King David. You're able to see Christ as the shepherd that David was. You're able to see Christ as Adam in the Old Testament. You're able to see all of these things now that you have it revealed. God reveals secret things. Job 15:8, hast thou heard the secret of God, and dost thou restrain wisdom to thyself? He said in verse 11, are the consolations of God small with thee? Is there any secret thing with thee? Psalm 25:14, the secret of the Lord is with him that fear him, and he will show them his covenant. Psalm 44:21, shall not God search this out? For he knoweth the secrets of the heart. And so let me just say this to you. The Lodge told you, don't share our secrets with anybody. And so you've kept that. You haven't told anybody what goes in. You don't even tell your wife what you do every Thursday night. You don't tell her, honey, what'd you do at the Lodge? Well, we met. Well, what'd you do? And now you can't think of what to say, but you know that you cannot even tell your wife what you're doing in the Lodge. Something doesn't sound right about that. But here's the thing. God saw what happened in there. God saw the ritual. He heard the words. He saw the allegories and the symbols. And God knows what is inside the secret places of the heart. Psalm 44:21, shall not God search this out? For he knoweth the secrets of the heart. Ecclesiastes 12:14, for God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Let's stop right here. You say, well, our secrets are only good. Okay? God's going to show that. Even if your secret, even if the Masonic secrets are nothing but pure good for all mankind, God's going to show it to everybody, whether it's good or whether it's evil. You cannot keep God from revealing what He knows, because that's what He does. Isaiah 45:19, I have not spoken in secret. In a dark place of the earth I said not unto the seed of Jacob, seek ye me in vain. I, the Lord, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. Isaiah 48:16, come ye near unto me, hear ye this. I have not spoken in secret from the beginning, from the time that it was. There am I, and now the Lord God in His Spirit has sent me. Jeremiah 23:24, can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him, saith the Lord? Do not I fill heaven and earth, saith the Lord? Look at Daniel chapter 2, verse 19. You remember, Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, and it was inside of his head, and he didn't even know what it was. I mean, surely a dream that somebody dreams is like the ultimate of all secrets, right? God knew the dream. So he said in the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 19, then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the God of heaven. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth within him. Look at verse 28. But there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream and the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these. As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came unto thy mind upon thy bed, what should come to pass hereafter, and he that revealeth secrets maketh known to thee what shall come to pass. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for the sakes that shall make known the interpretation of the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thy heart. Daniel's just saying, my God is even able to see inside of your mind while you're asleep and know what your secrets are. And he reveals the deep and the secret things. And I'm going to contrast something for you. Remember, I should have kept this out. You remember that symbol of the square and compass on the apron, and it had the serpent around it, right? Okay? I want you to think about that. The serpent in the Bible, the first time it ever shows up, Genesis chapter 3, the Garden of Eden, you know what it says about it? The serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Subtle means I don't tell the truth. I hide it. I hint at it. But I don't reveal it. What spirit is it then that will allegorize, symbolize, talk around what it means, but won't say it? And yet God says, I reveal everything. I reveal all the secrets. I've been in all the dark places. I know what's going on. I hear what they said. I reveal those things. You have to ask yourself, what spirit conceals? What spirit reveals? Daniel chapter 2, verse 47. The king answered. When Daniel gave him the dream and the interpretation, here's what Nebuchadnezzar said. The king answered unto Daniel and said, Of a truth it is that your God is a God of gods, and a Lord of kings, and a revealer of secrets, seeing that thou couldest reveal this secret. Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. Matthew chapter 13, verse 35, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter things that have been kept secret from the foundation of the world. Mark 4:22, for there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. Luke 11:33, no man, when he lighted a candle, putteth it in a secret place, neither under a bushel, but on a candlestick, that they which come in may see the light. Now, you as a Mason, you're familiar with this whole idea, because you walk in to the lodge room, and there are 3 candles there in the form of a right triangle. And you're told that the light is on the inside of that. In fact, when you go into the Blue Lodge, you say, you knock 3 times, and, who are you? Well, I don't know the exact words, but you say something to the effect of that you're looking for light. And so you go into the Masonic Lodge, and the 3 candles are supposedly give you the light. But again, according to them, you're not supposed to reveal the light. Now, Bible Christianity, Jesus, in fact, we have a Sunday school song, hide in under a bushel, no, I'm going to let it shine. We learned that from small children in Sunday school, that Christians, when we have the light of truth, that we're not to put it under a basket. We're to show it to everybody so that everybody can come in and see the light. One spirit conceals, one spirit reveals. You have to think about it. John 18:20, Jesus answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whither the Jews always resort, and in secret have I said nothing. Jesus didn't have a secret meeting with his disciples that said, now let me give you the real doctrine. Have you seen some of the documentaries, like on the History Channel and things like that, where they found that supposedly a gospel written by, guess who? Judas Iscariot. Are you kidding me? It's a forgery. But in this book called the Gospel of Judas, Jesus went to Judas, who was a really good guy, and Jesus said, We need to play good cop, bad cop. Are you in? Judas said, Lord, I'll do anything you want to.